Rest in peace, man. You're a good guy. You really helped influence a lot of people. You didn't deserve this. Listen, I don't know where to start with this, man. It's not good to have an angry outlook at anything, but there's something about, laughing and always pointing the attention finger that's really annoying. 4 days ago he uploaded a video saying he's sorry, and he scheduled it for midnight. And since then, the police have been looking for him. And you know how scary it is to be completely missing from the world for not 1 day but 2 days, until the police find these belongings on a bridge. And then they realize that this is Etika's phone, Etika's backpack. His belongings were left on a bridge. And the whole time for the past few months, everyone's been calling him, an attention seeker. They've been giving him all the clickbait fingers. They're saying, he wants more and more attention. The fame is going to his head. And it's like first you get some people who might feel that way, but then everyone else who follows behind are just bandwagoners. And a lot of the people who are involved in what happened these past 4 days with him going missing and the whole journey of the police trying to find where he is, you've just had people who are enjoying it for the drama, enjoying it for the latest scoop, meanwhile posting a couple tweets saying he's back again for more attention. It pisses me off so much. Like, people just want to talk about it because it's the big talk and they get a high out of being involved in it. I don't know if I can explain it, but pretty much even right here. First, when he posted the video saying he's sorry, people are like he's going at it again. And then when the police tweet out that they found his belongings, now you get people who are joking, making jokes, saying, "Oh, he's planted it. He's gonna fake for more attention," or he already took a plane to another country. He's in Switzerland. And half of them are joking, but a lot of them are serious. And the thing with jokes is, jokes ease the pain, right? We don't want anyone. It helps a lot in sensitive times, but the first person who's making the joke probably understands that and is trying to ease the pain. Everyone else is just bandwagoning and not understanding and just being a part of the talk. And you have so many people who are actually working as hard as they can to point out that this is for attention and not seeing it the right way and making all the jokes. Pretty much the next day, a body is found washed up on the river, and when the police tweet it out this time, you have people saying, I hope it's not Etika. Dear God, save us this one time. Don't let it be Etika. And it's like, people just don't get it. People are all just bandwagoning off the hype that they're not even sitting down to think or try to understand what's going on or the situation with mental health and people suiciding, and that this is a person too, regardless of if it's Etika or not. Someone else jumped in and drowned, and their body is here. But they're just people who are relaying the latest scoop. Pretty much, it gets confirmed today that Etika has passed and that was him. That was his body. And so it anytime news like this comes out, it really messes with me. Anyone, celebrity or not, just news of it screws with me, because I always think deep into it and how the person must have been feeling. Can you imagine how much pain you have to be going through? That you don't want to suicide for attention, for others' attention, which is a finger you should never point. You should never, when someone is, putting out the stuff, you should never think that, they're trying to just be manipulative and get our attention. Why even want to point that finger? Why even assume like that? Imagine how much pain someone has to be going through for them to not do this for attention, but for there to be so much pain that they want to just get rid of it, that they want to just stop the pain. And that's what happens to people. Their mind gets so cluttered with all this negativity and the people around them that either don't help or are causing it, that it seems like the only option. And when I mean it seems like the only option, I don't mean, it seems like it. Like, you're in a box where it feels like it's the only option, like you're stuck in a box. There's more outside the box, but the box is shrunk and that's all you can see. It touches for me, man, because I've known Etika for a long time. Way back in the public YouTube days, before it was all a business. Like, he had like 1,000 subscribers. I remember everything. His icon, Etika World Network. I used to laugh at it, like, bro, why are you trying to sound so professional? Hypocrite Tyranitar Tube, trying to sound like a TV network. I remember everything about it, man. He used to play Minecraft. I don't know if you guys knew, but he was the first one I saw who did this. He would have his main face, his face is the main camera, and then would have a little cutout, and Minecraft would be here. He just played. He had this just fun and genuine personality that was fun to watch. Sometimes you have YouTubers who are fun to watch, but sometimes you hit gold in the middle of nowhere in smaller channels. And so we boxed each other. We're like, we want to help each other's channels grow. We want to be a personality one day. And I remember everything about him. He was a model. He had a link to his modeling page where he would wear different clothes, try to look professional. He had this intro. It would be in black and white. He'd be walking through the streets with the Brooklyn song playing. What is it? I'm from a town where the young never shut their eyes. Pick your poison. You could ride with those other guys. He's had a certain just fun mindset, and back then, since we were both smaller channels, I didn't even hit 100K yet at this point, but we boxed each other. There was a kid in him who wanted to be a personality one day, and that kid in people never dies, right? Even if you're older, you're 20 or 30, and that kid who's dreaming in you never dies. Well, until you pass. And he did end up becoming a personality, but once you pass, you pass. And for me, man, I think too deep into it. Like, for him, I think just how overwhelmed he has to be. No one really knows what his personal life, what was messing with him personally. But he's been trying to cry out for months. I know he's done stuff like he's blocked people who try to reach out to him. But when you're in a unhappy mental state, you don't want to get help. You don't want to be saved. That's the thing I don't think people get. I don't know if people know that, but you don't want to be saved. So if people reach out to you and then you get a message saying everything's going to be all right in your DMs, it's like he doesn't want to hear that. People wouldn't want to hear that. That's like, it's kind of obvious. There's a certain way you have to talk to them. People don't want to be felt like I'm unhealthy. And that's something wrong on the person who's mentally unhealthy, but that's why they're unhealthy. It's a whole mind cluster catastrophe that not even anyone in today's world properly understands. Like, it's like the most biggest screw up ever. It's a new era that no one understands, where people are just screwed up in terms of mental health. Everyone is. Like, people were sad like 20 to 30 years ago, but it's just gone exponentially up in the current time. I know it's more peaceful, and it's not like someone's gonna take you away from your house because they think you're a witch and burn you. Everyone's peaceful, but that's why we're in this confusing period where everyone's mental state is really sensitive. Honestly, man, you can be sad, and that's okay. Like, it's a part of life to be sad. It's part of life to cry, get hurt, to like hit your knee and have it bleed and stuff. After a while, you forget that being sad is a part of life, and you start to just get totally engulfed in sadness or in problems. It's okay to be sad. I know it's a hurtful feeling, but it's okay. And you can even get help from since then. You don't have to move up to depressed and then move up to suicidal. You can just be sad and be like, I want someone to be there for me. And sometimes people aren't actually there, maybe the right people. But what I think so deep into is like how overwhelmed you have to be that you're in so much pain that you schedule that video so that you don't have to see any of the instant feedback of people, rooting for you. Despite the big crowd of people saying you're attention seeking, which there was a big crowd, there were comments that said, no, Etika, we love you. And he didn't want to see those. Imagine being so overwhelmed with pain that you don't want people stopping you, so you schedule it. You just want to get it over with. That you put this video, you go to the bridge, put your belongings down, and you jump in. And as you're falling, you're like, all right, everything's done and it's done. And just imagine, as the moment you enter the water, how it's the worst feeling ever as you start drowning. And you're just stuck there for 10 to 20 or 30 seconds in that terrible pain. And regretting it, wanting to back out. That's what I think about, because it's true. Everyone who suicides, if they could leave their body and just watch the next few weeks unfold without being able to touch anything, 100% of people would be in regret. You wouldn't be the odd one who'd be like, no, I this is the right move. Everyone, if they could just see how life went on after, they would wish they could go back into their body and continue playing this, being a part of this game. But they can't. They'd even wish they could go back to the moment, like 5 seconds before they suicided. But you can't. And that's what I'm trying to say, man. Listen to me. Screw everyone who's dragging your life down, making you feel depressed, doing anything that's causing you pain. It could be anyone. It could be your friend. It could be your best friend. It could be your family members that you live with. Anyone could be causing you pain. And in fact, if it's your life, sometimes it's the closest people around you that are giving you the most pain. Maybe you got to own up to their expectations, or anything like gatekeeping. The people around you, oh, we've been way sadder than you. Gatekeeping especially. Imagine feeling such a painful feeling, whether it's depression, whether, maybe something relationship related, and then, hearing something from someone who matters to you, like a friend or your sibling or something, that, come on, I've been in worse. It's like, we're not all robots, right? It's not like you ran getthrough.exe and I just have to find the program. It's going to be different for each of us. And that's the point. People in mental problems, everyone is specifically in their own problem and just need people to be with. All I'm saying is the people who are screwing over your life that are closest to you, the opposite are what the suicide hotline numbers are. I know they're so weird because it's like you're calling an infomercial, but just take the number in your region and save it as Bob. The people here on the other line is an actual person who just wants to be your friend, wants to chat with you, will talk with you about anything. It doesn't matter if you're a freaking introvert. We're all introverts today, okay? Even if you're feeling slightly sad, just call them and be like, this happened today. Like if maybe your friend, your only friend is the one who made you sad today. Just talk to them. Like it's free. And the person there wants to be your friend. You can say something stupid, something accidental can slip out. It's fine. Like just save it. Just save it on your phone as Bob and just have it. And any day you're feeling sad, even if you sort out one of the knots in your life, you'll feel way better than you thought you could feel when you're in that state. It's like the coolest thing is that when like you can only be happy if you're not happy in the first place, right? If you're like in a paradisal sense, if you're always happy, after a while you wouldn't feel happiness anymore. Soon that's gonna be emotionless. You won't feel happy anymore. You need to become sad in order for it to be happy again. So if you're sad or depressed or have all these knots in your life, there's like ounces of happiness and weight being lifted off your shoulders that is just waiting for you. And literally, man, these people are actual friends that you can just talk to, and they're freaking nice people. They're on the hotline. They're waiting for people, right? You're not taking anyone's time. Etika didn't deserve it, man. I feel so bad for him. And he ended up becoming like the personality he wanted to be. He got his own Reddit. He got people clipping his reactions. Everyone started to see the same genuine personality that we saw in the beginning when he was playing Minecraft. He actually reached everyone that he wanted to reach. And then he and the kid inside of him are now gone. You will just feel so happy knowing that there's a random person whom you can reach again if you want. It's a random person. You just have to call and say, yo, is the same person I talked to last time here? And you always have a friend with you. A friend that is also not beside you. Because you argue with friends, you argue with siblings, and sometimes you hold these standards to them. This dude is just a friend from like another world. He'll help you out. With that being said, rest in peace, Etika. Your influence is still out there. A lot of people are happy that you were here. And hope a lot of people open their eyes that mental health is everywhere. All of us have mental health. And no one's at 100%, right? If it's a boss fight, all of us already lost some of our health. We've all got some flaws in our mental health that we could sort out and fix. I'll never forget you, man. Rest in peace.